We have been in a relationship for 1 year, and we had a baby boy last week. I, 20, had a natural birth, and my BF, 20, was there throughout the whole process. I screamed a lot, and each time I did, he whispered something like, "Can you stop screaming? You're really embarrassing me." I also threw up a few times, and I saw him cover his face in shame. When I held the midwife's hand for comfort, he whispered, "Let go of her. Stop being so embarrassing." He also said that my birthing position was embarrassing and called me a few vulgar names. I'm really upset about his behavior that day, especially when I needed his support the most. When I try to talk to him about it, he denies ever saying it and that I'm being silly. Edit. I know that there are a lot of comments, but I am reading them all, and I just want to thank everybody for the advice and support so far. Smiley face. I spoke to my mum about this, but she is the very traditional type, and although she said his behavior is wrong, I should try couple counseling first. I really don't think he is going to listen to me when I suggest getting help, but I'll try. I am also going to talk to my public health nurse. Edit 2. Thank you so much to everybody who commented and text me with words of support and those who have also been in similar situations. I have since tried to discuss the option of couple counseling to him, but to no avail, which didn't surprise me. My mom has agreed to let me stay there until I can find a new place for myself and baby. I haven't said anything to him yet. I've been advised not to, so I am still planning out how I am going to take the next step. 3 days later. Thank you so much for everyone's advice and support, both through text and on the original post. I want to update as many people were very concerned, and I promised it to a few people. Reading people's responses reassured me about how serious the situation was and how I'd be stupid if I stayed in the relationship and allowed it to get worse. I spoke to my mum, who recommended couple counseling, and if that didn't work, then I would be allowed to live with my parents. I then approached him when he came home and gave him an ultimatum. I told him he can either continue to ignore that he acted horribly during the birth and other numerous times, or he can admit to how he has treated me and apologize and get counseling. But obviously, he continued to gaslight me and got extremely angry to the point where he was screaming at both me and the baby. He ended up storming out to his best friends. I was also advised against couple counseling by many of you, as you said it often encourages an abuser's behavior, which made a lot of sense, and I wish I read that before speaking to him. My mum came round after he left and said he's an asshole, and even though she doesn't agree with single parenting, she thought anything would be better than staying with him and enabling his behavior. He has tried to visit me and the baby since, as he guessed I was at my mum's. Both my mum and I have told him it's over and that we're leaving the rest down to the courts. I will be telling my solicitor everything, so who knows what the custody arrangements will be. I'm just glad that myself and my baby are out of there and I can finally enjoy being a mother. Yesterday, I went shopping and bought what I wanted instead of what he wanted, and I never felt so free since before I met him. To many people, that will sound ridiculous, but quite frankly, he controlled every single aspect of my life. However, I am planning on going to therapy, as I feel like the bad experience I had at my birth, as well as his abuse in other areas, has left a profound effect on me. I also called a few domestic abuse hotlines, and they gave some brilliant advice. Thank you to whoever it was that sent me those. What was weird was the best friend he went over to see actually contacted me yesterday to say how happy he is to hear that I'm leaving him. He said he noticed how unhappy he made me and how disrespectful he is around women as a whole, and that the abuse didn't exist just towards me, but to his colleagues also. So it's good to know that I have a few people on my side. No doubt things will be constantly changing from now until the foreseeable future, and I am terrified. But the main thing is that I'm away from him and me and my son are safe, and that I'm feeling empowered enough to know that the way he treated me was 100% wrong, and that he will pay the right price as long as I fight for it. Thanks again. I won't forget all of you that helped in the time when I needed it the most.